Welcome back to Reviews and Rankings with Robbie Sobel. Today, myself and little Robbie are going to do a retro trailer reaction for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, both the original film and the remake. Alright guys, so on this channel we're going to have a new segment where I look back at some retro classic horror movie trailers. Me, for probably the 100th time seeing these, but for my son, it's going to be his first time. We're going to kick it off with a classic, Tobe Hooper's 1974, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Are you ready for it?
I don't know. Here we go.
Are you sure? All right, we're going to go for it. 3, 2, 1. In 1974, one film shocked audiences worldwide. Nice butt shot. Leatherface. On the meat hook. On the meat hook. Oh man.
Oh gosh.
There's Leatherface.
Yep.
And that's the hitchhiker. That's his brother. Whoa! Caught him. Franklin, it's gonna be a fun trip. Poor Franklin in the wheelchair. Oh no! Oh, Sally jumps through the window. She's a pretty solid final girl. Yep, chasing her with the saw. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right, buddy. Okay. So what are your thoughts? This came out in 1974. They filmed this in Texas with not much money. I mean, the budget was probably not even $100,000. So they had like no money to work with. During the shooting of this, it was done deep in Texas and the heat was like over 100 degrees, even more. So, and remember, they're doing this like in this abandoned house. It's not in the Hollywood studio. They had no money for air conditionings.
Oh my gosh,
so,
yeah.
You imagine like all these people sweating, nastiness, just working on this 10, 12 hours a day.
Oh
it was disgusting. And I guarantee you that like the filming of this, when you see them like kind of like going after each other, there was a lot of real rage. So it wasn't just them acting. So you know a little bit about Leatherface. We have all the movies here, the Leatherface toys. I have the chainsaw.
Yeah.
So do you think you'd ever be able to sit through watching this film?
From that little trailer, type thing, it didn't seem too bad, I mean, I feel like maybe
you can sit through it.
Maybe just from that, it actually, especially since they didn't have that budget, it looked like they did a really good job. I wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me. Yeah,
it's pretty much regarded as one of the best horror movies of all time. A total classic. It's when you see lists of like the top 10 or top 20 most influential horror movies ever. It's gonna be on most people's lists somewhere. So yeah, that's the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. But nearly 30 years later, the movie was remade by Michael Bay, who produced it rather. He's the guy who put together like the Transformers movies.
Oh, okay.
So like in the early 2000s, he actually went and worked with like horror stuff. So want to give that one a shot?
Why not?
We're going to take a look here at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre trailer for the remake released in 2003. Ready, Robbie? All right. Here we go. This still takes place in the 70s. It just was released in 2003.
Okay. It's the same time frame.
Yeah. Bunch of friends traveling in a van. They pick up a hitchhiker. But the hitchhiker, instead of being the crazy brother, which it ends up being in the original, it switched up a bit. I love this opening song. It sets a nice, like, calming tune. Very, right? And you can tell this was shot with much more money.
Yeah.
They're all dead. Who's that? This is a different hitchhiker. A bad man? Oh, butt shot again.
Seems to be her favorite camera angle.
Who doesn't love a butt shot?
I just saw something. Alright, that's it. If somebody's out there, just come on out! What is that? The hitchhiker.
That's the hitchhiker, right? Why was she in a picture in a bottle? So this time the wheelchair guy is part of the crazy family. Producer Michael Bay.
Don't do that to me.
Who's killing who? Oh, mama. She's a hungry lady. Here's that new book again. Slim the door, Leatherface. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my goodness.
Marcus Nispel. Okay, that's the guy who directed it. My bad. He's the same guy who directed the remake of Friday the 13th, which came out in 2009. So there you go. What were your thoughts on the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Taylor?
Yeah, like you said, there were, obviously...
A little more polished?
Yeah, definitely. It seemed a little bit more... I don't know. I mean, a little less... just from the trailer action.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed a little less... Seems like it starts out a lot slower than the other one does.
Okay.
But,
And then kind of picks up. If by seeing both of these, if you were, say you were a horror movie fan, or just someone who was curious, which movie seemed more appealing to you to watch? Just by seeing
the first one.
The first one, the original one. Okay. For me, I love both films. I think the remake is probably one of the best remakes that they've done, but I'm still partial to the original. It has like a rawness and a grittiness.
And part of that is just the nostalgia as well, I'm sure, for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm old, and I like old movies. So
like with video games and movies that I grew up with.
Yeah.
When they redo them,
when you get older,
it's typically the first one you just kind of lean towards.
Exactly. And you're getting old now. So
very old.
Yes. So you know a lot about nostalgia. Okay, so there you go, guys. This was our trailer or retro trailer reaction for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the remake. I hope you guys continue to check out this channel and have a great Halloween weekend. If you can do us a favor and hit the like button and subscribe.
Yeah, you gotta subscribe.
That's it. You can hit me up on Instagram at Robbie_upgrade. And just remember to keep watching movies.
Peace.